Good evening. Welcome to the October 17th Clark County Fire District 6 Board of Commissioners meeting. Sorry for the slight delay this evening. We ran into some technical difficulties. I'd like to call this evening's meeting to order and ask that you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, I'd ask for any additions to this evening's agenda. At this time, we'll need to read, approve, post as necessary the minutes of our October 5th board meeting and October 9th special meeting.
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes of the October 5th meeting.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion we approve the minutes of the special meeting on October 9th.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Correspondence this evening. I didn't see anything added to the board packet. Citizen communication. Citizens viewing this evening's meeting on YouTube can communicate directly with the board using the chat feature. That will be monitored throughout this evening's meeting. Moving on to committee reports. Risk Management Group.
So Risk Management Group is scheduled to meet tomorrow at 8 a.m.
All right. Report next meeting then. And Fairgrounds Fire Facility Board workshop.
So we will be doing a workshop tomorrow for budgeting items for 2024.
Okay. All righty. Moving on to the consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Chief's report.
So for the month of September 2023, we had a total of $111,888.13 paid in overtime. Most of that was for shift replacement. And that's about where we average.
All right. It looks like budget performance reports.
For the budget performance report, as of the end of September, we've expended 58.9% in the fire budget and 58.1% in the EMS budget. This time of year, we would expect to expend about 75%, so we're doing well on budgeting.
And a facilities report.
So the Station 6-1 remodel is well underway on the south side. So framing of the south side wing is nearly complete. The concrete was poured last week for the addition that we're doing for the logistics area. Crews have moved into other bays so that they can do some concrete demo work, and then progress is on schedule for that project. Chief Newberry is currently in the process of reviewing the submittals for the fueling equipment at Station 61. For Station 63, there's been a little bit of delays because we're having some conversation about the property line and setbacks and retaining wall. So the civil engineer is working with the contractor in the district to get that alleviated, and Chief Newberry has stressed with them the priority of importance to getting this on track. And he can probably answer any other questions if the board has them.
Okay. Any questions? Okay.
No, sir.
All righty. Thank you for that update. At this time, the board will be moving into executive session. That'll be in accordance with RCW 42.30.110, parentheses 1, parentheses I. And that'll be to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency matters relating to agency enforcement actions, or to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency litigation or potential litigation to which the agency, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity is or is likely to become a party when public knowledge regarding the discussion is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency. This session will last 10 minutes. We'll reconvene at 6:15. The board met in executive session and took no action. Moving on to old
Mr. Chair,
business.
I'd like to make a motion.
Go ahead, Commissioner Haynes.
I make a motion that the district send forth a counter proposal to the union to try to solve the upcoming UOP, and that it reference the bullet points that were given to us in a privileged memo from the fire chief and our legal counsel.
A motion has been made. Is there a second on the motion? Hearing none, the motion dies for lack of a second.
Okay, thank you.
Moving on to new business.
So in your packet, there's policy 364, that's our ride-along program. This came about from some suggestions from Battalion Chief Clean. Essentially, we limit civilian ride-out time to 8 to 5, rather than allowing civilians to ride out till 10 p.m. We wouldn't change that time for the cadets or volunteers, and then the officer would also have discretion on extending that time or shortening that time. Other than that, there's just some grammatical things that we changed within that policy.
But the
So
company
this-
officer could extend it to 10.
I apologize, I gotta step out.
Okay.
The company officer could extend it to
Okay.
whatever time they saw fit. This just gives our crews a little reprieve during their downtime and dinner time.
Sure.
And so this would be the board's first reading tonight.
All right. Any questions?
I read it, it seems reasonable.
Yeah, I read it as well, and yeah, didn't have any real concerns either. The procurement policy?
So this is a policy that we're looking at based on some of the recommendations from the auditor. So it's a simple policy that will just review the fire commissioner's handbook and the law book, but this does need to go to legal too to make sure that we met the requirements. So, but this is the first reading for the board, and any legal recommendations I'll bring back next meeting.
This is just an update to an existing policy? Is that?
We don't currently
Okay,
have
we
a
don't do that.
procurement
Okay.
policy.
So this is nice and simple, and this would satisfy the state auditor.
Yes, so, but it's still waiting for SNR's review.
I'm surprised that after all these years, you just read that. For $18,000, they should.
All righty, that looks like the end for new business. Roundtable good of the order?
Well, speaking of the state auditor, I was involved in the entrance interview, I guess. Pretty standard, went through what they were gonna look at. The chief did question the amount of money. Previously, they did 2 years at a time. It was less money than a 1-year audit, which is gonna be between $17,000 and $18,000. So she asked for more information on that on behalf of the board. And I don't know if you heard back on that or not.
It's all based on hours, and so they said with the 2-year, it's about the same amount of hours as it is for the 1-year. So.
But it's considerably more than our 2-year was.
It's less. The 2-year was 22,000, and this one's 18, but it just didn't seem.
So it was 11 per year before.
Yeah.
Go from 11 to 18 for one.
Yes.
And then, real quick, the chief and secretary of the board and I attended the Southwest Washington Fire Commissioners meeting in Chehalis. Was well attended for Lewis and Cowlitz County people. There was a lot of them there that we don't normally see. They had 2 legislative folks that spoke to us about upcoming legislative matters, including the increment taxing finance. And just a heads up, 179th Street interchange is in the Port of Richfield area, and they could actually try to get an increment tax-based financing plan for that corridor. So we need to stay alert. It's a topic this ledge session with the fire commissioners, the chiefs, the IFF, the volunteers, everybody at one have drawn together, and we're gonna try to get some changes in it so that we won't get hammered like our Collins might. So we need to pay attention and see what they're gonna do. I'm surprised that the port comes out far south, but I guess.
Yeah. Wouldn't have guessed that.
And also, I met or had a phone call conference with Sue Marshall, county councilor, and she's offered her support in anything we need with that issue too.
Okay.
So.
Very nice.
I had a couple good of the order things. Chief Sorensen, myself, and Chief Knorr would like to get a meeting of the 3 boards together to discuss EMS District 2. The proposed date for that is November 8th at 6 p.m. at Station 151.
One more time, sorry.
November 8th, 6 p.m. at 151. And that will be for the 3 districts in EMS District 2 to discuss that with their boards. So if you can make that date,
Yep.
at least 2 of you, that would be great. I also wanted
So
to.
we need, the secretary needs to post that though, if we're all gonna.
And need a motion to hold it, it's all the boards, is that what I heard?
The
Yeah,
3
all
boards.
3 boards.
Yeah, if you want to join board meeting, you need to make a motion. Schedule that.
I make a motion that November 8th, 6 p.m., Station 151, Clark Callis Fire and Rescue District 6 and District 3 are going to meet to discuss EMS District 2.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's on November 8th.
November 8th, 6 p.m. at 151.
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
I also wanted to report that Battalion Chief Jeff Lean completed his trial service period, so he is no longer on trial service and full-fledged battalion chief.
All right. Congrats to
I
you,
know
Jeff.
Chief Russell has been very impressed with the work he's done, so it's been nice to have him there.
That's on C shift, right?
Yes. And then on November 1st at 7:50 at Station 63, we will be swearing in Chief Hebert. So I'd like to invite the board to that if they can attend.
November 1st?
November 1st.
What time is that?
7:50.
7:50 morning. All right.
Try to get the
Start
shift
early.
changes in there.
Okay.
Chiefs get started early. That's November 1st. Okay.
And that will be at 63.
All right.
And then the last thing is the 3 of the chiefs, myself, Chief Russell, and Chief Schmidt, will be at the Commissioners Conference next week with the board. And so Chief Newberry will be here
All right.
for the district. And that's all I had.
Okay. Great. Any other roundtable good of the order this evening? All right. With that, we'll need to authorize October issuance of payroll warrants. Clark County Treasurer, authorize October payroll direct deposit treasurer's check, authorize October deposit of federal and FICA medical withholding treasurer's check, authorize pre-authorization invoice transmittal, and authorize payment of current bills.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Chief Schmidt.
We have just a couple of welcome, a hello and a good evening, but then also there's one question concerning the Squad 6-1. The question is, will there be talks about when Squad 6-1 will be back in service?
I didn't know it was out.
Chief Russell.
Yes, Squad 6-1 has just been moved to Squad 6-3, so it's now located in the Salmon Creek area, and currently the Hazeldale Station is being served with 2 fire engines, so no disruption in service whatsoever. Hopefully that answers the question.
And that's it.
All righty. And with that, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Somebody must want to postpone.
I'm a mess.